Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we're doing a reading for sign of Taurus, and keep in mind that this does not resonate for every Taurus. If you like a personal reading, it's going to be the first link in the description down below. Repeat that. First link in the description down below for a personal reading. Just go to my Etsy shop. Go in there, it's in the description as well. Go in there, go buy something. You can find my tarot and my oracle cards on there. A bunch of things there on my Etsy shop in the description down below. You can also find my shirt store, my website, different social media platforms I'm on, as well as Patreon. All that's in the description down below. If you'd like to donate to the channel, feel free to do so. I do appreciate donations here. So Taurus, let's see what Spirit has in store for yourself. Number 30 with the Vulva of Sadir. Number 28 with Epsilon Modulation. Number 25 with Theta of Venus. So let's have a look at these cards here, Taurus. Attune yourself to higher consciousness by choosing to access the purest frequencies of love within. Acknowledge lower frequencies such as judgment, fear, doubt, or shame when they arise within you. You know what, Taurus, I just realized one of your ruling planets, I believe, is like Venus, right? Anyways. But do not give them a foothold in your heart. You're ready for a higher understanding, to see things in a new and positive light. Allow your inner knowing to guide you on a unique, beautiful, and highly spiritual life path. Venus is our morning and evening star, the stellar goddess, and guardian of transitional awareness and higher consciousness of the heart. She is a way shower of light and fifth dimensional reality, also known as unity consciousness. Her spiritual guardianship of humanity will be complete when our mass consciousness is based on love, light, and divine feminine wisdom. When you connect with Venusian energy, it is an opportunity for increased love, magnetism, and spiritual charisma, a chance to shine your light and manifest your soul purpose with an increased grace and synchronicity and sacred artistry. Her appearance in a reading signifies a time of creative and spiritual awakening. It is a reminder of the power of the heart and our ability to rise again after a time of karmic heaviness. The souls of Venus, her sons and daughters upon this earth, are not spiritually bound by the mass consciousness of humanity or human collective. They naturally vibrate at a more loving frequency. They can be genuinely astonished by the cruelty, meanness, and displays of dominance that typify the dark side of human nature. Yet they have chosen to temporarily incarnate and bind their souls temporarily to laws of nature. As they grow alongside their beloved earthly brothers and sisters, they share their higher resonance of their heart light, opening up the way for human evolution. The spiritual sons and daughters of Venus belong here, yet on an inner level they know they are not from here. This oracle reminds you that you are not bound by the ways of this world, and the part of your higher purpose is to help heal and soften and awaken humanity. Even if you find it hard to feel at home on Earth, perhaps sensing you are from the stars, Venus or otherwise, know you are meant to be here, and that you belong in a very special way. There is a home for you with the Earth Mother. You are loved and needed, and will attract whatever support you require to fulfill your destiny. Venus souls have a particular talent for creating beauty, working with light and spiritual energy, and calling to them whatever they need and want. You have your own healing journey, and part of the journey is your spiritual training in the ways of the earth at this time. This will teach you what is needed to heal yourself and others. You don't need to be afraid of the ways of the world. You are part of a spiritual team that is here to help transform mass consciousness. Theta is a narrow bridge between 7 Hz and 8 Hz, which we access during deeper meditations and light sleep, including the dream state. The brain enters this state during the in-between times, such as when we are falling asleep or waking up from a deep sleep. These are moments in which our capacity to create our consciousness is heightened. At these times, we become aware of deep-seated programming and are able to heal by reframing it. During this state, you are conscious, yet your body is deeply relaxed. You see everyday realities through the inner spiritual eye, and come to understand yourself and your life with spiritual insight. Put simply, you may see things differently when you are in theta state, and your life may make much more sense to you. In the reading, the appearance of this oracle is a special reassurance from Spirit that everything is unfolding within the protective grace of the divine love, even if it sometimes appears not to be so. It also indicates that you have the power to heal yourself and change your life for the better. Okay, Taurus, so connecting with your own planet's vibration here. You can also look up and listen to meditations for that. You can also, like, even this theta wave, right? You can find those frequencies here on YouTube. There's a healing process. Find a place where you can relax, such as your bed or lounge. Without being disturbed or distracted, place your hand on your heart and say the following prayer. I call upon the spiritual guidance which loves me unconditionally, and the higher guiding angels of Venus and Theta, that I may experience through grace, mercy, and compassion, that which is most beneficial for my well-being. For the greatest spiritual good of all sentient beings. It is now time to go through a relaxation process. You can do this in whatever way works for you, but you may like to use visualization in your breath to imagine you are softly and gently letting your mind settle into your body, and your body settle into the earth. As you relax, feel an increasing still and rest your awareness in the present moment. Let your awareness continue to settle and rest deeper within. Rather than focusing on what is happening around you, you may be aware of sounds, for example, but as you turn your awareness within, they will have less effect on you. You're neither fully alert nor fully asleep. You can be aware of the world around you, yet focused on nothing in particular. Impressions will come and go. Rest, drift, and be in this in-between state of being for as long as you like. When you've had enough of this experience, ground yourself with some physical movements. You may not realize how far you've drifted out of everyday awareness until you begin to return to it. Take your time to ground yourself fully. You have completed your healing process. Anyway, this card. Gather your energies and go within to regenerate. Let your actions match your inner rhythms, rather than trying to force yourself to keep pace with external cues. Commit to your own natural timing and pace. As you ground and connect to your center, you will realize your spiritual power to be at cause in any situation of concern. You have such goodness and light within you. Let go of shaming or blaming. Embrace the spiritual beauty within. Reaching inspired spiritual heights requires commitment to developing powerful deep roots. A mature creative offering takes longer to produce than that which is ephemeral and swiftly supplanted by whatever is next. To embrace the patience required for such building, surrender the need for immediate gratification. We must become so confident in the authenticity and value of our process that we are not in need of external evidence to bolster our courage. We can enjoy validation along the way, but must not turn away if it is absent for a time, especially if those around us appear to be moving much faster. With such confidence and courage, we will be able to deepen and slow our breath and our restless nature, and allow for the inner workings of our souls to manifest beautiful healing magic. This oracle asks you to ground yourself, believe in your potential, commit to your path, and be patient so great things can happen for you. Although the flash of stunning insight happens in an instant, it follows a complex orchestration of purification and preparation. There is a genius in patience and perseverance. They are the hallmarks of nature's long games and breathtakingly diverse creative display. When we immerse ourselves in the sacred feminine wisdom that underpins Mother Nature's rapturous creativity, we live differently. We allow ourselves to not know what is coming next, to not need to have the entire picture before we trust things are going to work out. We use our power to attune and allow rather than direct and demand. We shift from the ego to the soul, and in doing so, we can embody our divine potential. This oracle asks you to trust in what is happening in your life, and it doesn't need to make any sense in order for you to benefit from it. Epsilon brain waves are extremely slow, and their frequency is lower than conventional equipment can measure. They are an indicative of the way the brain operates outside of the usual modes of thinking, as per the dictates of mass consciousness. The epsilon state, the The brain reaches its lowest and slowest oscillations between 0.5 Hz and just above 0 Hz. In that place, extraordinary states of consciousness are accessed, including a pure awareness of the nature of being, the deepest levels of insight, and the regenerative bliss of spiritual emptiness. This oracle asks you to switch off and tune in. The greater perspective you'll find can bring you tremendous peace. It is fascinating. When in super slow epsilon, the brain produces effects similar to that of the hyper-gamma state, and even faster over 100 Hz oscillations of lambda brain waves. The brain operates in the sacred feminine territory of loops and spirals rather than linear progression. At this point of extreme polarity, there's a reconnection and an experience of unity that shatters the extreme tension of difference. Super fast patterns appear to be riding on the super slow epsilon modulation. In epsilon, we find the wisdom of yogis in India, who taught that in sitting still, we overtake those who are running. This oracle asks you to put faith in the spiritual power of your path, dedicate yourself to your personal development, and seek out the loving presence of those upon the earth and in spirit who nurture your heart and protect your soul. It says, as you settle into a comfortable position, connect consciously to your breath as it flows in and out. When you are ready, close your eyes and relax. Focus on the breath, allowing it to become deeper and slower, perhaps even with a slight pause after inhalation and a slight pause after exhalation. As you relax, pauses may lengthen. Allow this to be natural and unforced. When you are ready, allow your awareness to gently and respectfully center itself within your physical brain. You can intend, visualize, imagine, or even feel the subtle gears or dials in your brain. Your brain knows how to shift gears or turn down dials so it can move from everyday awareness into a more relaxed state. As these gears shift or dials turn, relaxation increases into positive and euphoric feelings. Excess energy, perhaps even excess heat or inflammation, begins to disperse throughout your body, discharging through the hands and feet. This allows for further pleasurable relaxation of the brain and a sense of powerful stillness spreading through the brain and the body. A peaceful field of energy begins to radiate from your brain in all directions. This happens naturally to the degree that is appropriate and helpful for you now. Rest here for as long as you wish. When you are ready to emerge, slowly return by focusing on the surface of your skin and the flow of the breath. Allow the breath to deepen and become stronger. Complete your process by grounding and hydrating your body. Okay, so it says your inner spiritual power can heal your circumstances in your life and our world in greater ways than you realize. Journey within to gain clarity and conscious redirection of your inner energies towards what you wish to manifest. Do not try to control what is happening, instead work to bring positive influence to bear, so you may contribute constructively towards shaping the outcome for the greater good. You see that, Taurus? This is like a story here. Alright? You are manifesting, right? You can turn inward to manifest, bringing yourself inside yourself to manifest here, but not having that obsessive need to control the situation, kind of just letting it flow. You know what I'm saying? Going within that vibration of Venus here, and kind of letting it flow. From Norse traditions of Scandinavia comes the sorcery of satyr, the practice of cracking open an egg in order to read and also shape the future. The egg is a symbol of infinite, divine potential and the beginning of new life. Satyr is a mysterious soothsaying or visionary practice, which involves the shamanic healing to divine an appropriate pathway through times of trouble and communal strife. Through prayer, chant, and magic, as well as visionary practice in an altered state, of all of which are supported by collective intention, powerful healing takes place. The appearance of this oracle indicates that your soul talents, whatever they may be, can be an influence in the world. If you dedicate yourself to personal development for the greater good, you can contribute to the spiritual evolution of humanity. That's one thing that even the first card talks about. You have a big part here in changing humanity, uplifting humanity here through spiritual practice. Even if our intentions are pure, believing what we know, what should happen, to whom and when, is a working of the ego and not of the soul. We may want the best for all beings, but we cannot know why their path is unfolding as it is or what their soul needs to learn. Satyr is a practice of shadows and spellcastings and release, which can be used for a higher purpose or personal gain. It dwells upon the borders of morality. The spiritual maturity of the practitioner will determine whether its effects are for good or ill. This oracle advises us that good intentions are not enough to ensure the outcome of our efforts is beneficial. We need the wisdom that comes through surrendering into a divine intelligence. With an awakened heart, it is possible to be a clear channel for spiritual light in this world, dedicating our soul talents to overcoming hate and divisiveness. Traditionally, the practitioner of Satyr was a spiritual leader known as Vulva or Volver, soothsayer or seer, woman of prophecy, or woman of magic. She would not work alone, but called upon community members to empower the practice. When we choose to align our actions with our heart truths, see that getting more into the heart, less into the mind, Taurus. Alright. We become the spiritual birth mothers and founding fathers of a more spiritually advanced humanity. Tremendous creative power is generated when the group comes together in focused practice. If you seek to work with others, be aware of the positive potential. Proceed with integrity and care. The patron goddess of Satyr is Freya, the Norse goddess with an insatiable appetite for pleasure, life, sensuality, the finer things, and unconditional freedom to be as she chooses. She is also a goddess of war. Hence, she is not afraid to enter into battle, nor love. Her husband, Odin, is associated with prophecy, inspiration, and ecstasy. When he is away from her, she weeps red gold tears. No stranger is to suffering or aesthetic pleasure. Freya is a divine. She reminds humanity both our innate spiritual power to embrace all life and the inner spiritual resources we have to make it through any difficulty without compromising our hearts. The art of Satyr is one of collective dreaming and doing. It's the ability to move in darkness, to become wise to our own potential, to become manipulative, controlling, and therefore negative, and to outsmart that by consciously choosing to bring love, freedom, spiritedness, and passion, the hallmarks of our presiding sorceress Freya, into our life. The message of this oracle is that you are able to bring positive influence into whatever situations or circumstances unfolding in your life. Dedicate yourself to goodness, believe in your power to effect positive change. You see that you bring that positive change here, Taurus. Consciously connect to your breath, noticing the inhalation and exhalation and allowing them to become deeper and slower. Allow your breath to help you move inwards to the center of your being, the realm of the sacred, the spiritual field of love, white light, and blessings set within your heart, which empowers your practice. As you settle into the realm, see, feel, or intend to connect with the powerful, visualized threads of light. Those threads are glowing, luminous with grace, spiritual intelligence, and divine power. They intertwine with each other, forming a rope of light which can bind any darkness within your heart, body, or soul. Allow the rope to enact a higher will. As it wraps around darkness, it gently but firmly drains power out of that darkness. The darkness is released into light, and the energy flows into the rope, making it more luminous and powerful. Allow this process to occur for as long as it feels helpful and good. Then allow the rope of light to dissolve and transform into an egg of white light, forming a protective egg-shaped bubble of light around you. Return to here and now by becoming aware of the sensations of your skin and your breath. Ground yourself with some physical movement and hydration. You've completed your healing process, okay, Taurus? And that is the messages I have for you. So let's get to learn some charts yourself. So you have the sun beetle, which you're connecting to. And we have this moon beetle, which you connect to. It's connecting with both the sun and the moon. That's balance there, Taurus. You have these two dragon lovers, one being water, one being fire. You have Hathor, the maiden. We have the raven, which can represent magic. You have this moon, dragon, stars. You connect with the moon, which you seen that earlier there. Connecting with the dragon. Dragon be power, strength, good luck, prosperity, supernatural powers, and the star. So you're heavily connecting with those planets, the stars, all that there, Taurus. Star can also be wishing upon a star. A star could be Aquarius. So you got those placements. One around you. We have Horus. And then we have this, okay. It feels like you're going to be growing here, Taurus. So, that's all I have for you. Like I said, first link in the description down below for a personal reading. Also go to my Etsy shop, go in there, go buy something. Really appreciate that. If you want to see more content, don't forget to subscribe. Bye guys.